quorum. We're only going to take up 3 bills today. The first bill, 2017, all this bill does is give the counties the exact same language that the municipalities have in cleaning property. The counties can now clean property, but they don't have the authority to have the option of a civil debt against the property owner for the cost of the cleanup. And what I did for them is mimic the same exact language that the municipalities have in their code section on cleaning blighted or nuisance properties. Does anybody have any question or any problem with that? Okay, do I have a motion? Senator Seymour has a question, I think.
Does the nuisance property definition still stand for them to do the cleanup?
I haven't changed any of that. It's only, all it does is, if you look at line 63 and 64, it just says that they can only lien 50% of the cost to recoup. So it just allows them to take a civil debt against property owner if they can't collect, so that they could collect at some point in the future. And that's just the exact language that they give the city, that the city municipalities have always have. So it just puts them on an even par to have the same options to try to recoup their funds for cleaning the nuisance property. But the procedure, the notification and all that, none of that changes. Just gives them that extra option of a civil debt to try to recoup their money. Any more questions? Have a motion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, that one will be recorded. Thank y'all. If y'all remember last year, we passed a bill for the Board of Supervisors to allow somebody to take Medicare and get a stipend if they, for their supplement, for their Medicare supplement, if they didn't take the county insurance. And we passed that last year, and it was pretty much unanimous. The federal government has said that we can't use the word Medicare in the statute because we can't single out Medicare. So what they suggested to do is to change that to fee in lieu instead of Medicare in lieu, so that any employee of the county that can show insurance somewhere besides the group insurance of the county, that the county can give them a fee that would not exceed the cost of the insurance that they would if they were on the county's insurance. So all it does is change the word that we had where it said Medicare to fee. If you look on lines 53, 54, and 55 of Senate Bill 2867, it says, notwithstanding the foregoing, the governing board of any political subdivision may offer supplemental compensation to all or specific groups of employees or other persons otherwise eligible for the political subdivision's group insurance in an amount to be determined from time to time by the subdivision if such person declines coverage under the group insurance. However, in no event shall the compensation exceed what it would cost for such person to participate in the group insurance. And before any supplemental compensation is provided on an annual basis, the employer would have to provide verifiable proof of coverage under another plan. And so I think the House has already passed this off the floor, but I just wanted to keep this bill alive so that we know we have to. I think they put my language in the House bill, but I already had this on the agenda. Yes, Senator Jackson. Thank you. All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry.
I had a question.
I'm sorry.
So in short, we're fixing this because the Fed said our language.
Exactly.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, exactly. So we had motion title sufficient do pass. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Okay, the last bill is Senate Bill 2913. And this came from Judiciary A, I think already, or maybe it's got to go to Judiciary A, but it's double. I think this one was double referred to B. I'm sorry. This came from the Chancery Clerks Association. And what this is the clerk of the Board of Supervisors, which is a Chancery clerk, is required to examine the dockets and the records of the sheriffs and other officers of the county, basically like an audit. And all this does is take the section out that requires them to report to a grand jury because they're not doing that anyway. They're still doing the audit, but they're not reporting to the grand jury from what the clerks are telling me. And this is an old antiquated statute that says if they don't report to the grand jury, they can be charged with a misdemeanor crime. So all we're doing is removing the part that requires them to report to the grand jury so that they wouldn't be committing a misdemeanor if they didn't show up to the grand jury. Does anybody have a question? Have a motion title sufficient do pass. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. We may meet again to maybe take up one more bill, or we may not. So I appreciate y'all. I try to make it easy for y'all. Rise and report. I like those, don't you? Trust me.